Hello. Today we will be briefly discussing the Federal Reserve stress tests. These stress tests are forward-looking exercises conducted by the Federal Reserve by financial companies regulated by the Federal Reserve. The stress tests were mandated by the Dodd-Frank Financial Reform and Consumer Protection Act and are intended to ensure institutions have sufficient capital to absorb losses and support operations during adverse economic conditions so that they do not pose risks to their communities, other institutions, or the economy as a whole. Banks holding companies with total consolidated assets of $50 billion or more and non-bank financial companies that the Financial Stability Oversight Council has designated for supervision by the Federal Reserve will undergo an annual supervisory stress test and semi-annual company-wide stress tests. These firms have begun testing under CFA stress test rules in 2012. Bank holding companies with total consolidated assets between $10 million and $50 billion, and savings and loans holding companies and state member banks with total consolidated assets of more than $10 billion will undergo annual company-wide stress tests. Generally, these firms began stress testing in 2013 and will make summaries of the results of the company-wide stress tests available to the public starting in June 2015. The process of a stress test involves three escalating scenarios, including a baseline, adverse, and severely adverse events. This expands with the largest trading operations are subjected to a hypothetical global market shock and under the two adverse scenarios. The central bank's guidance said the severely adverse scenario will simulate a recession and with a 3 to 5 percentage point rise in the unemployment rate over 6 to 8 quarters, resulting in an unemployment rate of at least 10%. Many smaller U.S. banks have their own annual stress tests, and a group of 18 have undergone a two-step process over the past 4 years. The Fed recently added 12 new banks to the initial 18. First, the companies undergo the Dodd-Frank Act stress test, in which their third-quarter financials are tested using a severely adverse economic scenario developed by the Fed. The banks are gauged for their ability to remain well-capitalized with minimum Tier 1 common equity ratios of 5% through the end of 2015, under a severely adverse economic scenario. The second part of the annual stress test process is a comprehensive capital analysis and review. The big banks must submit their annual plans to deploy excess capital through dividends, share buybacks, and acquisitions by early January. These plans are then included in another round of stress tests before the regulator decides whether or not to approve the financial reporting plan. The scenarios for the annual stress test reflect some of the most pressing threats they hold. The impact of other housing busts or how they fare for firms that owes them substantial sums less. The test was designed in part to build resiliency against what some see as emerging asset bubbles, said a Fed official who spoke on a conference call with reporters. The counterparty failure test aims to prevent a repeat of the 2008 crisis, when distress at Lehman Brothers and American International Group threatened to destroy their biggest trading partners. The Fed is using the test based on hypothetical adverse conditions and not forecasts to encourage the 30 biggest banks to build capital cushions against economic turmoil. They're a tool to gauge the resiliency of the financial sector to help ensure that banks can continue to lend to consumers and businesses, even in times of economic growth.